Hello, welcome to another session with Learn with Veer Sagar. People have asked me, is there any particular incident in your career where you had to think on your feet and come out smiling? Some issue where you didn't know how to handle, but you had to think totally out of the box and then come out. Now, generally, yes, but I think today I will talk about two incidents. One where I had to think on the spot quickly, right, to come out, and the other where I had to plan, get time, and to do a similar thing. In the first case, the risk was limited to not getting a job. The second case, the risk was probably going to jail. I really don't know. Even today, after so many years, I shudder to think what would have happened if I had got caught. Let's take the first one. I was invited or by Dunlop for an interview just after I'd finished college. And in those days, you got a telegram asking you to come. So I saw the telegram and I rushed to Madras by the first available train from Hyderabad, which was in the evening. So by the time I reached the Madras Dunlop factory, it was afternoon the next day. The head of HR told me, I am sorry, you are too late, and we can't now include you in the interview because we are almost finishing the interview. I didn't panic so much, not because I was not going to get the job. Yes, I had got half prepared that I'm so late, I may not get. What I was panicking about was that I would not get paid the traveling allowance for coming there. And I had borrowed money. So I needed that money. For that, I needed Dunlop to make sure, to give me a chance for the interview. So I tried talking to the HR manager, explaining to him, reasoning with him, okay, look, it was not my fault. This is when your telegram came. This is the first train after the telegram. This is where I have come and I have reached here. This is the fastest I could have done. Right? You should have sent the telegram earlier. So therefore, please, not my fault, take me in. Now, in such a situation, when you are telling a guy, give me a solution, and the solution you have to give me is what I want. Doesn't matter whether you think it's a good idea or not, but just give me a solution which I want. It's a very difficult ask. Because why will somebody, especially an HR manager of a company where you applied for a job, give you an answer which you want, even though he may not think it's the right answer, or it may not be in his favor, because he's taking a risk. So at this point, the thing to do is to not convince the guy that you are wrong or I am right, and so therefore listen to me. But at this point, convince the guy that this is the answer you should be giving. And this is the answer that you want. And for doing that, think of it from the guy's point of view. Is he going to do something on which there is no risk to him? If there is no risk, he will take that and he'll give you that answer. If there's a risk, he will not. So I thought about this very quickly on my feet. Okay, how do I retrieve this? So I asked the technical manager, I said, look, sir, you have started the interview. That's very fair, right? I came late, and therefore to that extent, I need to be penalized. You have 8 people who are here. The interview process is started, so there are about 7 more people to be interviewed. And even allowing 10 minutes each, we're talking about 70 minutes, right, for my turn to come in. I'm assuming you will take me in. In that 70 minutes, please give me whatever tests you had given these other guys for whatever time they got, and I will answer them. Give me marks for the 70 minutes or the answer that I have given. And if I am okay, take me for interview. If I'm not okay, drop me. Which looked very reasonable to him. Because he said, it is not the guy's fault that he's come late. It's not the company's fault that he has come late. So this way, nobody gets penalized. So he gave an answer which I wanted. That is, yes, you can now join the interview. And he did not think, okay, oh, what are the problems if I say yes? Because we gave him an answer which took care of the problems. And I sat in the interview, and okay, and as luck would have it, I got through. Now, the next situation was when I had to leave a job. People I've heard of paying to get a job, I actually paid to leave a job. I joke that in 1963, I ran the Indian Air Force. I paid for it because I paid such a heavy sum of money to leave. I wanted to leave because I realized that joining the Air Force was a mistake. But to leave was not possible because that system did not allow any process for me to leave unless I was badly incapacitated, broken hand, broken leg, broken something, which I didn't have the guts to do. So I had to find some other way. The only way I could find was to run away. Anybody who's dealt with any defense establishment knows how tough it is to get in and out of a defense establishment undetected. And to run away was asking for trouble. But I said that's the only way. And I planned. I looked at the transport that comes in, transport goes out, what is my best option? And I realized that my best option was to get inside a bakery van, which comes once a week. Bread and cakes and all kinds of other things, hide in that and go out. And as luck would have it, it was the Christmas time, year-end Christmas, so there were many more trips because of many more deliveries. I made friends with the guy who owns the bakery, friends enough to be able for him to allow me inside his van. And on the 23rd evening, I quietly got into the van, hid behind the buns and the sheet, bread loaves, etc., and got out of the campus. Very, very risky. Even today, after so many years, I shudder to think what would have happened had I been caught. The big risk, we did plan, right, and ultimately got out. So you need to plan to get into a job, you need to plan to get out of a job, and you also need to plan to stay in the job. And in my next session, I will talk about how to plan your career, short term and long term, to stay in the job or in the job, how to move. Till then, it's goodbye from Veer Sagar.